What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here, back with another video. In this video today, we're talking all about testosterone and its role in terms of building muscle. How important is testosterone? In particular, however, I want to talk about natural athletes, natural individuals, those that choose to remain natural. How important is testosterone in terms of building muscle? And the answer might actually surprise you, because what I'm going to say is that it's not as important as you think. And that's because I think people conflate between those that are natural, and then they see the effects of testosterone on those that are enhanced, supraphysiological doses. They see the benefits, and then they think it's important also for natural athletes. I think there's an overfocus, maybe by supplement companies, who knows, on testosterone amongst natural lifters. And what I mean by that is that, well, some of these test boosters that are being marketed to you, being sold to you as like enhancing, like increase your muscle mass, increase your fat loss, all that stuff. Actually, that's junk, because, well, a few of them, keyword, a few of them might slightly, another keyword, slightly increase your testosterone. None of them, and I mean there's been no scientific evidence that indicate at all that they increase your performance, the amount of muscle mass, the rate of muscle growth, or the rate of fat loss that you have. So none of them, none of these natural test boosters have had any significant changes, and that is because when it comes to testosterone amongst natural lifters, there's a lot of other far more important variables, because most people fall within this very normal range, and unless you take a super physiological dose, which is much more than normal, it's not gonna, your testosterone level is not gonna affect your rate of muscle growth to a significant degree. But let's get right into this. In particular, we're gonna talk about males here, but understand once again that females actually don't produce, obviously because they don't have testicles, a lot of testosterone, but still they're able to accumulate a lot of muscle mass, and that is because there's, once again, a lot of other hormones, variables outside of just testosterone when it comes to building muscle. Another hormone would be, human growth hormone. But let's just talk about testosterone right here. So, what produces it in your body? About 95% comes from your testicles. Baby please! Another 5% comes from your adrenal glands. All said and done, the average male produces between 4 to 9 milligrams per day between the two, 95% from your testicles, 5% from your adrenal glands. So 4 to 9 milligrams per day, that works out on average for the average person out there to about 7 milligrams per day, and that would once again be per week then about 49 milligrams. Alright, and then the average healthy range amongst males when it comes to testosterone would be 300 to 900 nanograms per deciliter when we talk about blood concentrations. But all these things, being said, we're looking at roughly, once again, per week, about 49 milligrams produced all throughout your body of testosterone. Okay, cool. Now, if we take a look once again at super physiological doses, which is what people always talk about, those that inject, they use testosterone as a hormone. It's a hormone obviously found in the body. When they inject, it depends upon the person, depends upon how far along they are, how serious they are when it comes to their drug use. But if we say the usual minimum dose or thereabouts of about 1 gram per week of testosterone, already when we just look at the amounts, that's 20 times more than the average human naturally makes. So that's a significant degree. It's not a minor amount. This is a much bigger. So while there is genetic variation between how much testosterone you produce naturally, between that 300 to 1000 or 4 milligrams to 9 milligrams per day, well, there is that range. We're talking 20 times that amount for the average dose amongst drug users. And keep in mind, once again, pro bodybuilders, those that are, advanced elite level powerlifters that compete, they take several grams. So we're going from 1 gram to several grams. So you can actually go from 20 times the normal amount to 30, 40, 50 times, even 100 times the normal amount. And there's no wonder why their testicles then shrivel up, because they basically become useless in the face of all this extra exogenous testosterone being injected into their body. So I hope I made that clear, that when we talk about the benefits of testosterone, or when people say testosterone is really, really important for building muscle, there is a dose-response relationship, but it happens well beyond the normal mean. So no amount of test booster that's going to take your level from, let's say, 4 milligrams per day to 4.5. When we're talking 20 or 30 times that amount when you inject, that has no impact, virtually no impact, 0% on your body, human performance, fat loss, or muscle growth. And I think this is once again an important topic because I understand both sides of the spectrum between those that choose to remain natural and those that are enhanced. That those that are enhanced sometimes would say like the drugs don't do the work for you. And this is where it gets actually interesting. I'm going to link an article in the description because what they did, they took two groups, a placebo group, and then they took a group where I think they gave them about 600 milligrams of testosterone, so not a high dose, into their body. So this is way more once again than you would ever normally produce. It's impossible to produce that amount. And what they found, the placebo group that had absolutely nothing in their body, they trained, they lifted. So one group lifted and one group, all they did was get testosterone injected into their body. And guess what happened? Those that took the testosterone built more muscle. So those that were natural and worked hard, trained their asses off, and those that took, by all accounts from bodybuilders, a lowish dose of testosterone, once again being injected into them, 600 milligrams per week, they built more muscle, and I mean a lot more muscle. So we can't say that having these, super physiological doses, these super physiological amounts in our body doesn't produce a huge change. But when we take a look at natural lifters, when we take a look at what we can do honestly with our body to influence our testosterone levels, and then as it pertains to muscle growth, fat loss, or just your overall performance, there's not a whole lot that you can do. It's not going to really affect anything at all. And that's why I think, once again, just keeping it real and trying to talk about supplement companies, is that's why a lot of supplement companies are a bunch of bullshit. Because while they market all of these testosterone boosters are supposed to help you out, supposed to increase your levels, enhance your performance, they're not going to any significant degree whatsoever. We can't say that at all. And that's because it's a very minor effect, if anything. But I don't want you guys to despair and just think, holy shit, so if I take steroids and I don't train, I'd build more muscle than if I just train and remain natural. I'll put it another way for you guys to understand. I have naturally high testosterone. I've had it tested several times, but I have no damn calves. If it was so important for building muscle, you'd think I would have calves by now, but it's just not so. So I think there's an overemphasis once again amongst natural lifters because they hear testosterone, the benefits, these crazy insane doses, and obviously because there is a dose-response relationship, they think, oh man, if I have a higher amount, this is going to be really good. But once again, the natural limit that you can have, you can't influence it to a significant degree. Even the top end isn't going to be the same effect as just injecting a very low dose of testosterone into your body. I don't want to turn this into a Debbie Downer though of a video, and I'm going to say two things I think, however, that you might potentially be deficient in that might be limiting you from your naturally occurring testosterone levels. And so I think there are things people do that kind of sabotage their natural amount, and those are far more important than anything you can take. So it's not so much what you can take in addition to, it's more about making sure you get enough of what you normally should be getting enough of and reducing stress. And that would be a whole other video about maybe naturally increasing your testosterone. But this one I just want to talk about two things people are normally deficient in, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere such as myself. The first one would be vitamin D. If you're deficient in that, that can decrease your normally occurring amount of testosterone. And the second one would also be zinc. It's not to say that, once again, if you take zinc, it's going to increase your testosterone above the normal amount. But if you're deficient in zinc, it can lower your naturally occurring testosterone. So that's something very important. So just two key things for you guys to look out for yourselves. But I think the point remains what I'm trying to say, always keeping it real with you guys, that there's a lot of marketing companies that want to sell you shit, and so they try and convince you by kind of conflating some of these facts that this shit is important when it's not. Train hard, sleep well, rinse and repeat for a long period of time, and you'll have a great physique. You'll be lifting some pretty damn insane numbers, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Guys, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm looking right at you into the depths of your soul because you made it to the end of the video. Like the damn video, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.
You're looking real juicy, real thick, soft, tight. No homo though, I'm not gay. No homo felt. No, I just want to make that clear. I like women and boobs, but you're looking juicy, bro. If I was a woman, I'd do you all night long, bro.
Okay. Eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables, eat your fucking vegetables.